having worked for now over 10 years, I would wish that I could write a letter to the Social Security Administration and state no longer take withdrawals out of my paycheck, but in return, I'm not expecting anything at all from you. It's unfortunate I don't have that right. And
well, let me stop you on that point, and then we'll follow up, okay?
Okay.
What's wrong with that idea?
Well, I think that's clearly one of the options that Congress is looking at in terms of addressing the Social Security problem. I think, again, Social Security is just one of the three legs in terms of the retirement savings. And, if someone were to rely solely upon their own financial assets, and let's say they are very successful in terms of saving sufficiently when they retire, there's also the issue of how do you manage those savings during retirement. And even if you have enough at age 65, we're now experiencing a 20% decline in the stock market over the last 8 months, a bear market. And so there is volatility in terms of investment returns that retirees are facing. Inflation is raising its ugly head again, and that certainly can eat into the retirement savings. So there are these other risks, and just want to emphasize that those risks are in addition to the inadequate savings problem that are addressed in this study.
Let's go back to the caller in Florida. Go ahead.
And my question is, how are other industrialized nations, such as countries in the European Union, are they facing the same financial crisis as people retire in comparison to their, retirement plan system?
I guess I'm not super familiar with how other countries are addressing their retirement problems, but I think a number of countries, Japan and a number of the European countries, face the same demographic issues that the U.S. is facing, and in fact they're perhaps a decade ahead of us in terms of the population growing older. And they do, I think, have a broader government safety net, but they are also relying upon employer pensions as well as people's own financial savings. There are oftentimes a lot of tax incentives and other encouragements in terms of retirement savings, and I think those are great. But we also have to worry about how people are managing their assets during retirement.
To our audience on C-SPAN Radio, listening nationwide on XM Satellite Radio, our topic is outliving your retirement savings, and our guest here at the table, Joseph Reali, who's the chairman of the Americans for Secure Retirement, and Tom Neubig, who's the author of the study from Ernst & Young. Our next call is from Logan, Utah, a caller over the age of 65. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. My question is, the discussion today to help people with income over $75,000, if I'm not mistaken, the majority of the population is making less than that amount. I have children who work diligently but still have not had the opportunity to have a job that gives them a pension, and because of medical problems and whatever, it's very difficult for them to save. And if Social Security isn't going to help or be sufficient, do you have any idea how they can save enough to help them out in their retirement?
Thank you.
Well, our study looked at three different income groups: 50,000, 75,000, and 100,000. The results were pretty much the same across the board. All of these income groups need to save more to cover their retirement. Americans for Secure Retirement is supporting legislation, H.R. 2005, Senate 1010. It's sponsored by Congressman Tubbs Jones and Senator Smith. This legislation would give a tax incentive for people in retirement who receive some of their income through an annuity, which will provide them a paycheck for life as they live in retirement.
Austin, Texas, good morning to you.
Good morning. I would like to remind everybody that Social Security money that is the only monies that are re-spent into the economy. I mean, no one saves a dime out of that these days, and if the Social Security wasn't there, then you would have to take care of your mothers and fathers and feed them, and that ought to stop that argument right off the bat. But it's I mean, what I make on Social Security today would have been fine as little as 10 years ago. But, you know, the drug companies got greedy, the insurance companies, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean insurance company, I mean the protection racket got greedy, everybody got greedy. And that amount of money that I made would have been fine because I had paid for my house, paid for my car, paid for everything. But everybody else, but the cost of living went up is what I mean. And
caller, how old are you, if I may ask?
I'll be 62. I was 62 a year ago, 25th of this month.
Okay. So are you retired? Will you be retiring soon?
Why, yes. And
well, some may retire at age 67.
Unfortunately, my husband will still be working. Mm-hmm. But what I made, so, like I said, that woman said, you must pay off everything. But, Social Security, like I said, gets put back into the economy, and it's a whole lot, whereas the military spending gets spent overseas. So, let's be careful when we talk about taking Social Security away, because it is money that is totally spent back into the American economy, except for, of course, Walmart.
Okay.
Right. Nothing in our study suggests any change in Social Security. We recognize the importance of Social Security and the fact that Social Security provides a safety net, and it does provide a paycheck for life, and that's good. Helps people manage their retirement. But we recognize that Social Security will not maintain your current standard of living, and you need to save more to supplement that Social Security.
Did you look at the automatic withdrawals for the 401ks versus the check that you write for an IRA, and what the percentages were in terms of savings?
Not as part of the study, but I do understand that with the automatic withdrawals into the 401k, people are saving more.
Next call is from Prescott, Arizona, a caller under the age of 55. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Hi. I am a certified financial planner, and I'm younger in age, and most of my clients are retired in the area that we live in. And my question is for the gentleman that talked about the income for life using the annuity. And I am not a big insurance person, but I do sell some insurance products. And my question is, what do you do about your inflation factor? Because these immediate annuities generally give you a flat payment for life. Now, there are some products that you can get with an inflation rider that allows for inflation, but they reduce your payment dramatically. And so if you have somebody that retires at age 55 or 60 and lives for another 35 years, their payment doesn't even come close to keeping up with their needs. And so that would be my question to you.
Thank you.
Well, no one product is right for everybody. And so we can't say, there is one answer that fits everybody. The fact of the matter is there are different annuity products that will have different features, some with inflation adjustments, some that stay fixed. In managing your retirement, you have to look at the fact that you have to manage it for a number of years, and in looking at the various products, how the annuity supplements your Social Security, your pension if you have one, and other sources of income. And each individual has to say, what type of safety net do I want to cover the possibility I may be living into my 90s.
Joe Reali is with Americans for Secure Retirement. Tom Neubig is with Ernst & Young. And our next call is from Mountain Brook, Alabama, outside of Birmingham. Go ahead, please. Caller over the age of 65.
Yeah,